Hello and welcome back to For You. It's day 2 of our article, Feeling Hungry?
Starving.
Visit these famous markets in Keelung. So yesterday we learned about the history of the market. It's because it's close to the temple.
Right?
And we learned about some delicacies that you can find there.
I'm so hungry.
Do you remember any of those delicacies?
Eel soup, which you're not a big fan of, and the butter crab. But there's those, I don't know if
The side scraping pot thing. Yeah. And also the
顶边错.
Yeah, and the bean soup as well.
Oh, yummy. I'm getting really hungry. We have to go there sometime.
And of course, like in any good night market, you can find the Taiwanese classics like jipai, chicken, right? Fried chicken. And of course...
Oh, you don't like tempura?
No, I don't like tempura so much.
对.
But I'll take a milk tea and a jipai any day of the week.
它还有那个绵绵冰. It's kind of like crushed ice.
Oh.
对, in Keelung, it's also very famous.
If it's the summertime, I'll definitely get one of those.
Yum.
Well, let's go back to Keelung and find out more about this magical place.
Reading.
Feeling hungry? Visit these famous markets in Keelung. Keelung Miaoko Night Market is not all there is to see in Keelung. The city has another special market. You can head over to it after you've finished dining at Keelung Miaoko Night Market because this one is open even later. Kansading Fish Market is the biggest of its kind in northern Taiwan. Kansading means the stone stairs lining the riverbank. During the Japanese colonial period, a pier was built to help fishermen unload their catch. The efficient nearby train network helped the market to grow in popularity. Between the 1950s and 1970s, part of the Sichuan River was filled in to allow the market to develop. The river now runs beneath some of the market's buildings. The market doesn't get going until about 12 a.m. and stays open well into the early hours of the morning. Fish auctioneers, called tiaoshou, can be heard engaging potential buyers in typical fast-paced auctioneer speech throughout the night. Whether or not you want to buy some fish, Kansading Fish Market is well worth exploring for a special taste of Keelung.
So back to the article, day 2 beginning here. Keelung Miaoko Night Market is not all there is to see in Keelung. The city has another special market.
It does?
It does indeed. Let's explore that one. You can head over to it after you've finished dining at Keelung Miaoko Night Market because this one is open even later. Ooh, so it's like a night market.
对呀, super night market.
So the article used the word dine here, D-I-N-E. It's a verb and it basically means to eat. It's the activity of eating a meal. You can dine with friends, you can go dining in a restaurant, or if you want to save some money, you can dine at home. Here's an example sentence. We will be dining together at 7 p.m. Please don't be late.
OK， 哇，这个我倒是不知道，我是看了今天的课文我才知道，原来这个基隆庙口夜市并不是唯一可以去看的这个基隆的景点哦，它还有另外一个很特别的市场，你可以在基隆庙口吃完饭，然后用餐完的时候再去这个市场，因为它是更晚开始营业。我们先来看一下刚刚课文提到的 dine 这个动词，就是吃晚餐啦，或是吃正餐这样的意思啊。我想到的那个非常 romantic 的一个情况就是 dine by the candlelight，烛光晚餐，或者是 I don't mind dining alone，你一个人吃饭 OK 吗？
Yeah, of course, it's fine. So dining is a bit different from eating, right? Because eating is just eating whatever, putting it in your mouth. But dining is kind of more like having a meal, you know, probably on a plate. Okay, well, back to the article. Let's find out about this mysterious market. Kansading Fish Market is the biggest of its kind in northern Taiwan. Kansading means the stone stairs lining the riverbank. The Chinese is much easier. Kansading. So what is a riverbank? Well, it's related to river, which is something you probably know already. The riverbank is the side part of a river, the edge of a river where the water meets the land.
OK， 其实是坎子顶 ，OK， 或是台语 Kansading。Oh, my Taiwanese is not really good. 鱼市场，这是台湾北部最大的鱼市场哦。那其中的坎呢，就是台阶这样的意思，而顶就是台语的上头，所以它就是跟这个石印港之间存在的高低落差，就是这个名号的由来。而坎子顶的街道就是建立于旭川河的河畔。Very beautiful. Riverbank 就是河岸的意思，而这里的 line 注意哦，它指的是沿着什么什么排列成行。
I've heard of the Miaoko night market, but I've never heard of Kansading fish market.
This is the one I found out from our article as well.
Super cool. We're learning things together.
Yes.
Well, a bit more about the history of this place. During the Japanese colonial period, a pier was built to help fishermen unload their catch. So a lot of complicated words here. First, let's talk about the word colonial. Something colonial is related to a colony. A colony means a country or area that's under the political control of a more powerful country. When talking about the Japanese colonial period in Taiwan, we're talking about the time when Japan controlled Taiwan. Taiwan was a Japanese colony. We also saw the word pier, P-I-E-R, and it's a piece of land or a man-made structure that goes out from the land into the water. We use piers to access boats or as nice places to walk or sit and watch the water.
OK， 所以有一点历史哦，我们现在来学习一下，在日本殖民时期的时候呢，建设了一个图提码头来帮助这个渔夫卸货，就是有这个渔获量齁。那我们来看一下 colonial，OK， 就是殖民时期的 ，OK， 这是一个形容词。还有 pier 是图提码头。不过注意呢，这里的 catch 我们是当作名词来用哦，是渔获量的意思哦。
That's right. Well, back to the article, it says the efficient nearby train network helped the market to grow in popularity. Oh, that's good. So the market maybe is a bit further out of the city, but people can access it because of the train system. Well, apparently the train network is very efficient. Let's talk about what that word means. The word efficient is an adjective, and something efficient is very productive. That means it gets work done without using too much energy. An efficient car is a car that uses little gas but can go a long way. An efficient person is a person who does a lot of work in a short amount of time. Here's an example sentence. New cars are much more efficient than old cars and are better for the environment.
刚刚课文我们提到附近运行效率高的便捷铁路系统，为这个市场带来人气啊，让它更加受欢迎。Efficient 这个形容词就是效率高的哦。举例来说 ，email is an efficient way of contacting a large number of people.
It's a good way of explaining efficient.
Right.
We also saw the word popularity. The popularity of something is how popular something is. That means how much people like something. Something that is popular is liked by many people, so it has a lot of popularity. The popularity of rock music, for example, has been decreasing in recent years.
You love rock music.
I do.
Yeah. Popular 就是人气呀，很夯啊。它的名词就是 popularity。一样也有人气，或者还有普及这样的意思。
Laura and Reese enjoy a lot of popularity amongst their friends.
Of course.
Well, back to the article and more about the history of this place. Between the 1950s and 1970s, part of the Sichuan River was filled in to allow the market to develop. The river now runs beneath some of the market's buildings. Wow, that's so cool. It kind of reminds me of Venice in Italy.
Oh, it does. It does.
The Venice of Taiwan. So it said that water runs beneath some of the buildings. The word beneath is a preposition, and it basically means under or at a lower level, located on the bottom side of something. The ground, for example, is beneath my feet. Or I could say, I live beneath my grandparents' apartment. And in most cities, the metro is beneath the street. Here's an example sentence. Many small mammals make nests beneath the ground.
How cute! In case you don't know, 刚刚 Reese 例句当中的 mammals 指的是哺乳动物哦。但是回到课，我们提到的是在介于1950年代跟1970年代的时候，部分的蓄川河被填补，来让市场更加的扩展。那现在这条河其实就在部分的市场大楼的下方流动着，超美的感觉。那我们来看一下 beneath 这个介系词，就是在什么下方的意思。The water is 50 meters beneath the ground. However, in everyday English, I think we usually use under or underneath when talking about position. 比较口语其实就是 under 嘛，像是 they hid under the table when they felt the earthquake. Is that a right thing to do?
I'm not sure.
对啊 sometimes 我不知道，可能要问一下大家比较懂这个地震相关的事的人哦。再来，我们刚刚有提到片语 fill in something， 就是填充或是填补。而且我们还看到一个动词 run， 在本课是指着流动的意思哦，所以都不要搞错了。
People can run, but water can also run.
Yes.
It means move in that direction.
Exactly.
Okay, well, back to the article. It says the market doesn't get going until about 12 a.m. and stays open well into the early hours of the morning. So this is really a market for night owls or maybe very early birds. The article used the phrase to get going. This is a verb phrase which just means to start or to begin happening.
这个市场很适合我，因为我都很晚睡。OK， 这个市场大概要等半夜的时候才会开始，而且呢，在清晨很早的时候呢，还是持续营业着哦。It's open. OK，get going 在这里是开始的意思。Well， 在这里的意思是早在什么什么，或是远在这样的意思哦。
So I'd imagine that people going to this market at maybe 4 or 5 in the morning might be from local businesses that are looking to buy ingredients for their restaurants.
Yeah, oh, sashimi.
Well, a bit more about this market and what you'll see there. Fish auctioneers called tiaoso can be heard engaging potential buyers in typical fast-paced auctioneer speech throughout the night. Now, this sounds super exciting and interesting. I would love to see this in action. You guys might be a bit confused. What on earth is an auctioneer? It's a very seldom used word. An auctioneer is a person who sells things at an auction. Now, an auction is a special event when people will kind of fight to buy something. They will bid, which is that they will offer money to buy something that they want. The person that pays the most money for the thing gets it. And the person that buys something is called a buyer.
来，走过路过，大家千万不要错过。This is how they do it. OK， 名词跳手，是什么？这个字其实我本来不会念，原来它是念跳，它就是拍卖员。所以刚刚我小小的示范了一下，就是买卖双方的中介协调的角色，常常是在鱼市场或者是果菜市场，我们会看到这个角色哦。那整个晚上你会听到他们用快节奏的叫卖声吸引潜在买家的声音哦。OK， 那我们来学一下这个刚刚提到跳手，英文拍卖员，这样要怎么讲 ？Auctioneer， 其实字尾 EER 常常跟动词连用，表示做什么样的人，或是特别创造什么的人。所以 auction 是拍卖，所以 auctioneer 就是拍卖员。而刚刚我们也看到 buyer， 其实这是另外一个字尾 er 的字哦。其实我们在第一课就有看到哦 ，buyer 我们知道 buy 就是买啊，购买，所以 buyer 当然就是购买者或是买主。那刚刚我们有看到另外一个 fast-paced， 其中的 pace 我们应该都知道就是步调、速度，所以 fast-paced 这个复合形容词就是快节奏的、速度快的这样的意思哦。他们讲话都非常非常快。
The article also used the verb engage. Engage is a word that has many meanings. You might have heard it before. When somebody wants to ask somebody to marry them, they will get engaged. But this is a different version of that word. Engage here is a verb that means to occupy or attract somebody's attention. That means to make somebody look at you and to listen to you. To grab a person's attention and make them be a part of what you are doing. For example, I engage my nephew with a colorful storybook. That means I make him listen to me and when I'm reading the book. Here's an example sentence. My teacher always starts class by engaging the students in conversation.
Engage 在这里指的是吸引某人的注意力或是兴趣，它是一个动词哦。比方像是 The teddy bear didn't engage the baby's interest for long. I love teddy bears though.
I love them too.
Yeah.
But this baby doesn't want it, so give it to us.
对。
The article also used the word potential. Potential is an adjective and it means having or showing the capacity to develop into something in the future. Oh, 好难欸. Let's make it easier. If something is potential, that means it could be true or usable in the future, but not definitely. In the article, a potential buyer is a person who could buy the thing that's being sold if they can be convinced. Here's an example sentence. Anybody that walks by the store could be a potential customer.
I get that. Potential 就是潜在可能的，所以 potential customer 就是潜在客户啦、顾客，这是个形容词哦。我们来看一下另外一个例子。Tired bus drivers are a potential danger to passengers on the bus. So it may be a danger. Yeah.
Don't fall asleep.
Yeah, if he falls asleep.
Well, back to the article, it says, whether or not you want to buy some fish, Kansading Fish Market is well worth exploring for a special taste of Geelong.
Whether 在这里就是不管、无论这样子的意思，它是一个连接词哦。那它所引导的子句用以修饰主要子句，表示不论在什么情况下，主要的子句都可以成立哦。那这个用法常常跟 or 或者是 or not 连用，引出两种或是多种的可能性。我来举个例子会更清楚，比方像是 I'm going to throw the party whether it rains or not. 不管有没有下雨，我还是要举办这个派对。那如果 whether 引导的子句比较长哦，为了避免语句不顺或者是语义混淆，我们可能会把 or not 往前移，就像课文的句子 Whether or not you want to buy some fish, Kansading Fish Market is well worth exploring for a special taste of Keelong.
One more word to discuss is the word worth, which is an adjective. Worth means sufficiently good, important, or interested to be treated or regarded in the way specified. Ooh, too much jargon. Let's break it down. If something is worth doing, that means that the thing is good enough for you to do. It's a good way for you to spend your time or money. Is it worth buying a car in Taipei when public transport is so good? I think it's not worth it.
No.
$600 for a burger? That's definitely not worth it.
Must be crazy.
You can use it in a positive way too. The movie was great. Well worth watching. Here's an example sentence. Tainan is a city worth visiting. It's full of good food and interesting buildings.
You must be psychic. I was just thinking that.
Love Tainan.
我真的很想要去台南，你真的吓到我了。你的例句每次都讲出我的心声。OK, worth 在这里指的是值得什么什么，它是一个形容词，所以常常我们会说 be worth 后面要接什么动词 ing， 像是刚刚有提到 This movie is truly worth watching， 有没有 watch 后面要接 ing。 那 well 在这里也出现了哦，就是很啊，非常，就是用来强调。所以常常我们搭配 well worth 这样子的一个用法，就是非常值得什么什么。所以回到课文整句的意思，不论你是不是想要买鱼，如果你想要来趟特别的基隆之旅的体验，哇，坎子顶的这个鱼市场是非常值得探索的哦。
Yeah.
Let's go.
You know, I don't eat fish. I don't really eat seafood very often.
I love
but
it.
I would like to go to this market.
For sure.
Particularly so I can hear the auctioneers.
来哟来哟。
Anyway, let's go to our For You Chat question to really wrap things up.
For You Chat.
Well, I'm a night owl, so I'm going to ask you this question because my answer is obvious. Here's our For You Chat question. Do you prefer activities that happen early in the morning or late at night? Explain your answer.
Honestly, I'm a bit of a morning bird.
真的假的?
Yeah, I like to wake up early, just maybe around 6 o'clock, and, you know, get outside and start the day.
Feel the sun.
Exactly. I like the fresh morning air. I like to hear the birds. And,
do yoga.
You know,
I'm just kidding.
If you wake up that early, you really can make the most of the day as well. Sometimes I like to do things at night, but you know, usually by 8 or 9 p.m. I'll be at home, maybe even in bed.
You sound pretty old.
Getting warm and cozy.
你真是老人耶。
I just like the mornings personally.
Okay.
Although sometimes it's good to stay in bed too until like 10 a.m.
Ooh, nice. Okay, so what's your answer? You guys can chat among yourselves about this question. My answer is obvious. I prefer to, you know, party at night, or I don't know, I love night markets, so I kind of like that.
Yeah, you guys can talk about this with your friends. Are you an early bird or a night owl? When do you prefer to be more active? Are you a cat or are you what's an animal? A dog. All right, we'll see you next time. Maybe we'll see you in Keelong. Let's go to the fish market.
Vocabulary Review. Dine. The card said that Tanya was formally invited to dine with the prince at the best restaurant in town next weekend. Efficient. The company's most efficient factory has saved it millions of dollars this year. Beneath. Lyle hid his house key beneath a mat in front of his front door. Engage. The bright colors and funny sounds in children's TV shows are meant to engage kids. Potential. Delia needed to find some more employees, so she started interviewing potential people for the job. Worth. Although it rained during the whole trip, it was worth going because I got to see my friends.
智慧小补帖
Riverbank. Colonial. Pier. Popularity.
以上节目是由活用空中美语制作，活用空中美语杂志，请洽询全国各大书店。如欲索取试听教材，请来电02-2364-4000 02-2364-4000，或上网查询，网址是 www.english4u.net www.english4u.net